Is your dog's constant barking driving you and your neighbors crazy? Do you feel like you've tried everything, but nothing works? Well, you're in the right place, because today we're diving deep into proven, effective techniques to calm your dog and stop that excessive barking for good. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete toolkit to bring peace and quiet back to your home. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Barking is one of the most common issues dog owners face, and it can be incredibly frustrating. But here's the thing, barking is a natural form of communication for dogs. The key isn't to stop it completely, but to manage it and teach your dog when it's appropriate to be quiet. So let's get started. First, let's understand why dogs bark. It's not just random noise. They bark to alert us, to express excitement or fear, to greet us, out of boredom, for attention, or due to separation anxiety. The first step to solving the problem is figuring out the why behind the woof. So, how do you identify the type of barking? Pay attention to the context. Does your dog bark wildly when the doorbell rings? That's likely territorial or alert barking. Do they bark at you while wagging their tail and holding a toy? That's probably play or excitement barking. A high-pitched, repetitive bark when you're busy could be for attention. And a sad, howling bark when you leave the house points to separation anxiety. Observing when and how they bark is your secret weapon. Alright, let's jump into our first and maybe most important tip: release that energy. A tired dog is a quiet dog. So many barking problems stem from simple boredom and pent-up energy. Before you do any training, make sure your dog is getting enough physical exercise and mental stimulation. Think long walks, games of fetch, puzzle toys, or even dog sports. A 30-minute walk before you leave for work or before guests arrive can make a world of difference. Try to tire them out, and you'll be amazed at how much calmer they become. Tip number 2 is simple but powerful: eliminate the trigger. If your dog barks at every person car that passes by your window, manage their environment. You can use window film to obscure the view, or simply close the blinds. If they bark at the mail carrier every day, try to meet the mail carrier outside with your dog on a leash, armed with some high-value treats. Creating positive associations can change Jejic reaction from intruder alert to, oh, the treat person is here. This isn't about hiding from the world, it's about controlling the situation so you can train more effectively. Now for a game-changing training technique, tip number 3, teach the quiet cue. This might sound counterintuitive, but you'll start by teaching your dog to speak or bark on command. Get them excited, and when they bark, say speak and give them a treat. Once they've got that down, you can introduce quiet. When they're barking, say quiet in a calm, firm voice. The moment they stop, even for a second, praise them and give them a high-value treat. Gradually increase the duration of silence before you reward them. This teaches your dog that being quiet is a rewarded behavior. Never shout quiet at your dog, as they might just think you're barking along with them. Moving on to tip number 4, ignore attention-seeking barking. This is tough, but crucial. If you're sure your dog's needs are met, they've been fed, walked, and have water, and they just barking to get you to play or give them a pet, you need to completely ignore them. Don't look at them, don't talk to them, don't even make eye contact. The moment they stop barking, even for a breath, turn around and give them the attention they crave. This teaches them that silence, not barking, gets them what they want. It takes patience, but it works. What about that classic doorbell chaos? Tip number 5 is all about stopping the bark at the door. This is a common one. Start by desensitizing your dog to the sound. You can find doorbell sounds online and play them at a very low volume while giving your dog treats. Gradually increase the volume over several training sessions. You can also teach them an alternative behavior. Train your dog to go to their bed or a specific spot whenever the doorbell rings. Have a friend help you. When they ring the bell, guide your dog to their spot, and then reward them heavily once they're there and quiet. This gives them a job to do instead of just barking their head off. Tip number 6 is for managing barking at strangers or other dogs on walks. This often comes from fear or reactivity. The key here is distance. Find a distance from the trigger where your dog can see it but isn't reacting. This is their threshold. From this safe distance, every time they look at the person or dog and don't bark, reward them. The goal is to change their association from scary thing to, ooh, I get a treat when I see that thing, and stay calm. Over time, you can gradually decrease the distance. Keeping walks positive and calm is essential. For those of you dealing with a dog who barks nonstop when you're gone, tip 7 is for you: tackling separation anxiety. This is a complex issue. Start by making your arrivals and departures really low-key. No dramatic goodbyes or hellos. Give your dog a special, long-lasting chew or a food puzzle toy only when you leave to create a positive association with your departure. Practice short departures, just stepping outside for 30 seconds and coming back in, gradually increasing the time. This shows them that you always come back. Crating can also provide a safe space, but it needs to be introduced positively, never as a punishment. Our eighth and final tip is about using calming tools. Sometimes, a little extra help can go a long way. There are calming pheromone diffusers, sprays, and collars that mimic the pheromones a mother dog releases to comfort her puppies. Thunder shirts or anxiety wraps provide gentle, constant pressure that can have a calming effect on many dogs. And don't forget about calming chews or supplements with ingredients like chamomile or L-theanine. Always consult your vet before starting any new supplement, of course. These tools aren't magic bullets, but they can be a great addition to your training plan. Now, it's very important to note that sometimes, excessive barking can be a sign of a medical problem. If the barking started suddenly, has gotten worse, or is accompanied by other symptoms, please see your vet. Pain, discomfort, or even age-related cognitive dysfunction can cause a dog to bark more. It's always best to rule out any underlying health issues first. And what if you've tried everything and you're still at your wit's end? There is absolutely no shame in getting professional help. A certified professional dog trainer or a veterinary behaviorist can provide a customized plan for your specific dog and situation. They can spot things you might miss and offer expert guidance. It's an investment in your dog's well-being and your own sanity. So, let's do a quick recap. First, understand why your dog is barking. Then, make sure their exercise and mental stimulation needs are met. Manage their environment to remove triggers. Teach a quiet cue. Ignore attention-seeking barks. Train an alternative behavior for the doorbell. Use distance and positive reinforcement for reactivity on walks. Address separation anxiety with patience. And consider using calming aids. Remember, changing a habit like barking takes time, consistency, and a lot of patience. Celebrate the small wins, stay positive, and focus on building a stronger, more trusting relationship with your furry best friend. You've got this. Thanks so much for watching. If you found these tips helpful, please hit that like button, and subscribe for more dog training advice. And I have a question for you: what's the one barking situation that frustrates you the most? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. See you in the next video.